Today we're going to be on a talking point that I kind of want to bring up, and it's on a certain card that went to 3 in 2022 at the very beginning of the year. If you guys don't remember, the most confused that any TCG player was with Skill Drain. Skill Drain is a card by activating it, you pay 1,000 life points. The effects of all face-up monsters on the field are negated while those monsters are face-up on the field, but their effects can still be activated. Skill Drain is a card that turns off 1/3 of the whole entire card catalog in Yu-Gi-Oh! By negating any monster effect on the field. Now, similar to this card, we have Imperial Order, and along with that, Royal Decree. Royal Decree just states, hey, no trap cards can be activated, and Imperial Order is pretty much here saying, negate all spell effects on the field. Now, in my opinion, a card like this on a Floodgate like Skill Drain is not okay in the game. Being able to shut off any monster effect on the field inhibits the actual playability of every deck. Sure, only certain decks can run this, like Vanquish Souls, or even stuff like Labyrinth, but in my opinion, this might start being a problem later down the line, as we get further and further with how power creep is, and how effects activate where they can dodge it in certain decks like Vanquish Souls, but you also have other things that could just get around it easily. Sure, you could play stuff and run the out, but we've seen that time and time before to be falsely proven with stuff like everyone's favorite, Mystic Mine. I remember back in 2021, 2022, people were like, just run the out, it's easy. Well, people did run the out, but they couldn't draw it in time. We saw this multiple times, and once you got rid of it once, they had a second one. You get rid of it a second time, they had the third one. And you get rid of it the third time, cool, it's all gone. But by that point, it's probably all over. That's how it is with Skill Drain. You get rid of the first one, it is still an issue, because they can flip a second one. You get rid of the second one, cool. They still have the third one if they opt to run the third one. Skill Drain, in my opinion, is one of these cards that, in my opinion, Floodgate-wise, shouldn't be legal at more than 1. It was at 1 for the longest times in the TCG, and then in the past year, they brought it back to 3, and in my opinion, that was a bad and terrible mistake, because it meant that a lot of decks could thrive off of Skill Drain. Now, we see this being played in Labyrinth, because normally Labyrinth, you don't need to activate your monster effects, but honestly, though, this card is a pain in the side, because whenever I try and play any deck I play, I have outs, I have Feather Dusters, I have Cyclones, sometimes I even have Twin Twisters in the side, or even something like, I don't know, Lightning Storm. I still can never manage to get to the point where I can get to the card as soon as I can, or they have a card that says, sorry, it's going to be protected, or I could protect it somehow. Now, in my opinion, it can show some good, but honestly, I feel like that a lot of people can agree with me. Skill Drain back to 1 would definitely fix a lot of the game with the toxicity side, because this card alone definitely shuts off a majority of what decks do, especially in current day, where it hinders rogue decks and meta decks quite a bit. But mostly I'm looking at this as for rogue decks, because one Skill Drain can just shut off their whole entire part of what they want to do, and it makes it unfun for them. And we saw this with Imperial Order. People couldn't play rogue decks because of this card shutting them out, and other main decks can run it. Same with Mystic Mine. Rogue decks were using it just to actually top, but they were getting hindered by it as well. But I want to know what you guys think about Skill Drain and all it does. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.